Alright everyone, this video is already very late, so no time for an intro. Here are the rules. Okay, going on to DTEX1. So we first start off by placing Ethan in this tile to trigger these berry slugs, and by doing so, I'm able to place Mountain to guard the blue box. And this lets me not worry about him getting stunned later on. Next up is Beanstalk, Metal Crab, and Midnight. They jump this singular berry slug and we run its pockets. Add that to the pot. I contemplate using Mermaid to trigger the slug down here, but I decide against it. Beanstalk gets stunned and I choose to retreat her. Place Cruise down to help Midnight kill this berry slug. Once the slug goes down, I choose my next jumping victim and send out my child soldiers. Mermaid gets stunned, so I withdraw her from the battlefield. Midnight goes down, so I put down Spot. Later, I retreat Popguard. I'm able to fill the pot with this berry and activate it immediately. KOB is summoned facing right. Activate Spot's skill so he's in a victim of hammer time. When KOB gets stunned, I send in Beanstalk and a Metal Crab to take out the recently triggered slug. I use Cruise to trigger the slugs up top and send in Mermaid to assist, but accidentally send her to Stunville. Once Cruise kills this slug, I send her and Mermaid back home. I trigger these slugs with Ethan and Bubble. I do this since the slugs will eventually start moving towards the box, and I don't want Mountain to be overwhelmed by enemies, as well as the temporary block 0 status. I build up the box defenses with Midnight, activate both Beanstalk and KOB skills. Catapult joins the party, and now I wait until the sound of victory. DTEX2. Much easier than DTEX1 in my opinion. Mountain retains status as box defending MVP, KOB retains status as my best damage dealer, but unfortunately I was too slow on the draw and I'm unable to activate the pot before KOB dies of hunger. Beanstalk is deployed facing left, Ethan takes the role of sitting in the hole. Activate Ethan's skill and hope for the best. Ethan unfortunately becomes plant food and I send in Bubble to protect box 2. Since the plant can't fit more than one operator in its mouth, I decide to send KOB in to interrupt their meal. A few enemies try to get past Beanstalk, but they gotta get through the bouncer first. Ethan, recently freed from plant prison, assists the crab and finds his spot back in the middle. Once his skill is ready, let the yo-yo initiate spin to win. If I had a nickel for every time I let Ethan get eaten by a plant on this mission, I'd have 2 nickels. Well, unfortunately for him, sacrifices must be made, and I focus on helping Bubble rather than avenging him. There's not much I can do here, so I simply wait until I can deploy KOB again, and she makes quick work of the plant. DTEX3. By this time I was trying not to use Medic Amia, but I did a practice run just to see if I could get 3 stars, and you can see for yourself. So I had been at this for a while, and the only solution I could come up with was to either use Medic Amia, or actually build my units, but I didn't want to do either of those, so this is the best run I got, alright? It is a 2-star, this is the best I can do. But regardless, I'm gonna explain how I got it. I wait until I have enough DP to place down Ifrit. Why here? I don't know. I probably want to create a blockade around this area and want an Ifrit to benefit from Spot's healing, but it's been a long time and I don't know what I was thinking back then. Speaking of Spot, I noticed these slugs coming from up top and use Spot to stop them. Lancet 2 is used to add what health she can to Ifrit before I activate Spot's skill for the big boy healing. Mountain retains employment as the box defender and Gumi is brought in to help out Spot. Catapult is deployed facing up to assist with DPS. Ifrit and Spot die because I didn't feed them. I send in Ethan and activate the cooking pot so the others don't share the same fate. I might have been just a tad bit too late because without lunch, Catapult ceases to be. I place Beanstalk down in a Metal Crab. I choose to place the crab here just because I want that extra DPS from Beanstalk when enemies are blocked by your crab. Activate Ethan's skill to clear up the lane. Gumi dies, but that's okay, because I send an Ifrit to lighten the load on Ethan. I have no clue how to deal with these spiders, or if past me just had a plan past throwing operators and hoping for the best, but based on this gameplay, I'ma say that's exactly what the plan was. The wall crumbles, and so it's up to Ethan to slow down the oncoming assault. Unfortunately, my goat falls in battle. So I send in Midnight to do what he can, but it's essentially the equivalent of throwing a chicken drum to a group of secluded and starved piranhas. Catapult is sent in since, as much as I believe in Mountain, I don't think he's got it. My fears come true and 2 enemies are able to leak, but by some miracle, that's all that leaks, and the remaining enemies do not count towards health. And with that, I survive DTEX3 by the skin of my teeth. DTEX4. We send KOB in first to deal damage to the golems. As soon as she's able, activate her skill. Fortunately, KOB will not target the slugs, and thus will not get stunned. She's able to not only defend the blue bugs, but take out a golem before she succumbs to hunger. I send in Ethan to trigger the berry slugs. Beanstalk and a crab are sent in to defend, and Spot plays goalie. I deploy Rosemontis. Excuse me for a moment. I deploy Rosemontis facing down. Afterwards, activate Ethan's skill, not only to bind the oncoming enemies, but also to apply damage to the golem. Right now my units are functioning on sheer willpower and whatever magical snack Spot has, so I need to grab berries from the berry slug somewhat soonish. Popcar is sent in to help Spot. I believe I was trying to put as much block count as possible. Ethan dies, but immediately afterwards I receive the spoils of war, and quickly toss those into the cooking pot. As I no longer fear death from malnutrition, I toss KOB on the right side to deal with the golems over there. KOB, best doggo, was able to become bestest doggo with really hot knives. But this dingleberry over here decided to ruin the fun and trigger the slugs, stunning KOB and ceasing her assault temporarily. Fortunately, defense squad can handle him and his buddies. Catapult is deployed once KOB awakens. Golems are on the move, and so I need to start fortifying defenses. Retreat KOB, bury the pot. Desperation calls me to activate Mountain and Ethan's skills. I was definitely panicking as I witnessed this golem slap each of my operators off the battlefield. Beanstalk and Crab to deal with the berry slugs. Midnight saves the day, and many headaches, by finishing off the golem. Berry slug goes away, and I win. DTEX5. So many operators to choose from. I wonder who's gonna be first. It's Mountain. It's Mountain. Activate his skill as soon as possible. We'll add Catapult to help kill enemies quicker. If it goes down and turns this little section into a nice barbecue grill. Catapult gets a heart attack from seeing a disembodied hand add a berry to the pot. Take a while to activate the pot because I'm stupid and throwing Lancet 2 to keep Ifrit and Mountain alive while lunch is being whipped up. Food is here, so it's time to retreat Lancet and toss in our favorite fridge raider. Spot defends this lane while Gumi helps Mountain over here. Big boy is getting closer, so I activate my favorite skill 2 of all time. Coerce one of the big boys to our side by using a berry and add Catapult into the fray. Gumi goes down. Probably a poor spot to put her in, all things considered, but hey, we're still chilling. Pot almost runs out of food, so I toss in a berry and juice. Activate Spot's skill and sweat bullets as one of the blue boxes is exposed. Catapult goes down, but I have no time to grieve and activate really hot knives squared. Berry Slug does not harm me, so I do not harm Berry Slug.
Mission accomplished.
DTEX6. Mountain is deployed and assisted by Beanstalk and her metal crab, obligatory when I'm able to switch to skill 2. Once all these chests are ready to be opened, I place KOB facing down, holding, and once KOB's skill is close to ready, open one chest and activate her skill. Once that mimic goes down, open up the next one. Here I only add one tentacle to the pot. I don't know why, it costs me a KOB because I'm stupid. Still, I'm able to activate the cooking pot and I place Catapult and Ifrit to assist Mountain. And boy do they help because I'm able to enter AFK nights for the rest of this mission. DTEX7. Nice and easy. Deforest nature to make room for our operators. I send in Ethan as a preemptive berry slug trigger. Ifrit is safe to commit war crimes and I get 3 berries for her actions. Lure the Inkabrews with the berry and remove Ifrit so she doesn't burn our soon-to-be allies. Place down Catapult facing left so she can start weakening the man-eating plants. Open up the chest next to Catapult and toss the juice into the pot. Keep luring the Inkabrews to our side using the berries. Toss the remaining berry into the pot and place KOB down to deal with the enemies over here. Mealtime isn't ready just yet, so I toss in another bit of juice to ensure I can feed KOB. Once KOB's skill is ready, I let it rip. Place KOB where Catapult once was. KOB gets stunned, allowing for this berry slug to escape death. Unfortunately, Death sent 2 messengers and Ethan finishes off the berry slug. His job is done, so bring him back. Retreat Beanstalk and send an Ifrit facing left. Chop some trees, or mushrooms, I don't know what these are. With my newfound space, I send in Catapult to deal with this plant. Retreat KOB and keep the pot full. Chop up some more wood. Retreat Ifrit, and now we wait. KOB goes in and sends forth a rain of really hot knives. Ethan takes care of the 2 slugs over here, and all that's left are these slugs.
I have an idea.
Really? What is it?
Let's leave!
But the door is locked, and the only way out is through the perfume department.
Let's do it!
Nobody cares.
DTEX8. There's nothing much to note about the clear, as I'm able to take out KOB's first HP bar, and I'm pretty much set for the 2-star clear. However, I really did try to get the 3 stars, so I'll explain the struggle into inevitable failure. We first placed down Spot, then Amiya, and then Lancet 2. I put down Lancet 2 just because I want all operators to get full health when I place them down, and then Lancet 2 can keep them alive for a short while. Regardless, DPS is the game and Midnight and Ifrit are their names. Kerberos? I'm gonna go with Kerberos for this video. Kerberos KOB is within Amiya's range, which means that Lancet 2 is no longer needed. Place regular KOB facing towards her even more hungry self. Activate Spot and Amiya's skill to help keep the gang alive. Midnight and KOB activate more damage mode. Spot is defeated, but I make sure to keep the tile occupied with defenders. Ethan to add more damage and bind. Trade a defender for a defender. Once KOB's health is gone, retreat everyone. Next jumping section is arranged with Amiya, Spot, Ifrit, and Lancet 2. I noticed Spot receiving the equivalent of the Dempsey roll performed by a 2-ton gorilla, so I attempt to ease his pain by activating his skill. KOB goes down to remove Spot's source of pain, but unfortunately seems to be not enough. Before Spot died, I retreat Ifrit and activate Amiya's skill. Spot wasn't able to reap the benefits, so I send in another A6 member. As much as I want to explain what happens here, nothing really happens. I barely do anything to the volcanic slugs, and I lose another point of health. If I recall, regardless of how well I do beforehand, I usually lose it all here since these guys just go and I don't have a team anymore, so we'll just sit back and accept the 2 stars.
Mission accomplished.
And that was the challenge. So this challenge was definitely a lot of fun, like just working with the main cast for the non-EX stages was very interesting. Eventually bringing in the cameo characters, it did feel like I was just throwing in a lot of operators without really planning what they were supposed to do, but I might try this challenge again. Well, I don't want to say that, like, I keep making promises and then I don't really, deliver on them. But yeah, that's it for the challenge. If you guys want to stick around and hear what, like, just the channel has been up to, go ahead. But for the time being, that's it for the challenge-related stuff. But yeah. So for why this video took so long to make, there's no reason for it. It's just I've been really lazy. I was not busy at all. I just kept getting distracted and doing other stuff. I mean, to be fair, well, not to be fair, I'm a dumbass, but surprisingly, I got the motivation to make this video again as soon as I started my new semester in college, so that's interesting. But hopefully I want to try to keep making more videos, because it's hard to find the motivation, to be honest, but like, as soon as I like get to the planning process of what I want to make for a video, I start getting, you know, a lot of motivation and, you know, creativity. And these videos shouldn't be that hard to make. It's just, you know, sitting down. Like, I can't sit down for more than 1 hour, so that's probably why my worth ethic is so low. But yeah, I apologize for why this video took so long to make, and hopefully it doesn't take too long, or at the very least, I don't make promises that I'll make another video until I know for a fact that it's almost ready. But yeah, other than that, thank you guys for watching, and hopefully, you know, next video soon. I don't know. I do have a lot of footage, but we'll see. We'll see if I edit it. Alright, thanks guys. I'll see you next time.